This a for me Empress. Yeah. Yeah. Girl, I'm entranced by your regal and radiant aura. And even in Eden, your smile the most perfect of flora. Queenly character, robe of honor, and a crown of wisdom. Patience I am seeking until your heart's healing is done. Will I wait in vain? This will be a worthy test. Still early in the journey yet. Already I'm short of breath, yeah. And you embody the majesty of the universe, moon and stars. This a for me Empress.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you are vibing to the sounds of Jah Tung out of Australia. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of my favorite songs. But of course, someone just asked me, Empress, did he write that song for you? I play the fifth. When Jah Tung comes on, he can answer that question. But I tell you, this is one of my favorite songs. So enjoy it with me, okay? It will be up in just a few minutes.
Patience I am seeking until your heart's healing is done. Will I wait in vain? This will be a worthy test. Still early in the journey yet. Already I'm short of breath, yeah. And you embody the majesty of the universe, moon and stars. The deep blackness created first. Your light will surely last. See, I don't question energies. I doubt my intuition. No. Recalling ancient memories. Soul connection, recognition. And these are not just pretty analogies or metaphors in a me rhyme. But a sincere covenant to wait until a better time for you to give your heart to mine. Queen Alpha, I know this is not the best time, but you should have known that I've been searching for you my whole life. Queen Alpha, I can wait as long as you like. It's no fantasy, no Hollywood slow dance, so there seems no chance for me, no plan for we. But I know that in time our fate will reveal romantically. Yeah, so show me my destiny. Cause woman, you alone, I got the loving that's best for me. That's why I'm saying respectfully, Empress, I know we were meant to be. Now bother worry, cause you know send me loyal. Total devotion to a woman so royal. Thanks be to Jah, implant your seed in my soil. Fruits of divine love cannot spoil. You know my heritage, you know me cherish it. If our cup is empty, Jah replenish it. You carry yourself with grace and elegance, a perfect balance of all elements. Yeah, girl, Queen Alpha, I know this is not the best time for your coronation, but the thrones are waiting and the crown is your side. Queen Alpha, come here, take a seat by my side. you start talking. Now but that dallying and no skylarking. Speak half the amount where you listen. Vulnerability is a lethal condition. Now but that try backbite, cause I'm on bite back. Find some backbone where your headline lack. Too many lies, missing too much chat. I wonder why them don't check facts. Shallow breathing, talking, thinking. In a me depth of thought, them are sinking. Still waters and me come on the surface. So none of them could never disturb us now. With them rumors, them mirror whisper and start repeat it. No evidence, got them just don't seek it. Me set your rumor, them spreading, yeah. Rumors, take note of any contradiction. Have to decipher truth from fiction. Me say data, pure rumor, them are spreading, yeah. Pure lies, them are telling, way Hey, Mr. Chatty Mouth, I say you better watch out, yeah. Hey, Mr. Chatty Mouth, I say you better watch out, watch out. Hey, Mr. Chatty Mouth, I say you better watch out, yeah. Mr. Chatty Mouth, better watch out, watch out. Babylon, them in a slumber. I wonder when them a go open them eyes. Hey, thunder, just smite them with lightning and thunder. Yeah, them a go cry when them all realize them a wasted life. Oh, tell me what I wanna. Another front page headline drama. So sick and tired of them drama. Feel like running away. World I get smaller, but your smartphone turn informer. Wanna better get in and you get the armor. Time for sound the alarm, cause a slumber. The whole of Babylon them in a slumber. I wonder when them a go open them eyes. Oh now, thunder, just smite them with lightning and thunder. Yeah, them a go cry when them all realize them a wasted life. Oh well, why these Babylonians never notice that them up rotten? Them life insurance I go surely put them in a coffin. Seem like that tree of life not bear no fruit for greedy glutton. Them think them have it all, but I and I for teach them something. Comic will show them, said the natural mystic not forgotten. Them never stop with drinking water from we copper bottle. No milk a drop for suckle, no bad than not the hustle. Cut the chuckle, lion born no need no brass with dust with knuckle. Can't let them trample we down in the gutter. No longer will we roll over and suffer. No, please don't you lay down, play dead and surrender. No, it's time to wake up the beast from the slumber.
Yes, to the listening audience. I thank you for tuning in across the world and to the various persons who are listening. Shout out to Jamaica is currently tapping in right now, and bigging up Jah Tung, who is currently in studio as well. So Yeah, and big ups to Africa as well, out of Ghana. Big ups to Joe, who is currently tapped in and saying he's loving the vibes on Jah Tung's recordings as well. Well, Jah Tung is in studio. Hi, Jah Tung, how are you?
I'm doing great. Blessings. Thank you so much for having me once again. How's things with you?
Yes. Well, you have been here before. I am a fan. I'm an ardent fan as well. As you know, one of my favorite tracks, at the top of the hour, I had to highlight it. And to all my listeners as well, just to let them know that, Queen Alpha is my song. However, we highlighted Queen Alpha. We started with Queen Alpha and Rumors. I had Shania out of Jamaica who asked, the minute she hear Empress on the Queen Alpha song, she was like, Empress, that song is yours? I said, well, I don't know, but I own it. So every time I play the song, I just put myself in. No, because that's what fans do, right? They put themselves in their position that, the artist is speaking to me. So I'm owning Queen Alpha. Right. Yes, to the world right now. Yes, and you can
I'm glad it connects. I'm glad it connects and resonates. That's what it's for. It's just upliftment for the queens then. So
especially we are at Women's Month, celebrating Women's Month.
Yeah.
So from one queen to all the queens who are currently listening, this song could be yours as well. Go in and apply yourselves accordingly.
Yeah. That's it.
Yes. So I had an opportunity to play Queen Alpha, of course, Rumors. And, those songs were from various times that you have been on the show. As well, Slumber is playing in the background. So with all the recordings that I've just named, Queen Alpha, Jah Tung, Rumors, and Slumber, what is the audience favorite between those three tracks? What is the hottest out of all three?
It's actually a tricky one. I think it depends on a few variables, probably where they're from, even if it's male or female. Like I think Queen Alpha definitely seems to connect a lot with the females. I mean, definitely with males too. Like a lot of my brethren love that song, and it's got that catchy intro and outro sing-along part and things, so it does really well live. But Rumors is also a crowd favorite. I think that, the tough kind of militant drum vibes, and the horn line and live it goes really well because it's a really good call and response track where I can engage the crowd and get people to sing along. So, it's a tough call actually, but I think definitely Queen Alpha and Rumors are at the top of the list for crowd favorites.
Yes. And you're talking in terms of performance-wise as well. When you perform on stage, these are some of the tracks that actually hold the audience.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes live I do Slumber with the Welcome to Jam Rock rhythm. So that actually goes down well because of the familiarity with the rhythm and things, kind of catches their attention. But yeah, I would say definitely Rumors and Queen Alpha gets the crowd sort of singing and dancing and really engaged in the performance.
Nice. So you have I follow you on social media, so sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I see various things that different artists now are putting out and stuff, and I know that you've been putting out music as well as you've been getting busy straight out of the COVID era. And I don't know that we're totally out, but I see you're busy doing a few things. Are you currently just doing, a few things here and there, not necessarily on tour, but you're just doing a few stops, media and performance-wise?
Yeah. So most of the focus at the moment is on my album launch campaign. So I've just released the first single from my album 2 weeks ago with an animation video, 3D animation video. And yeah, we've got a next single coming next week, which features Pressure Bus Pipe. And there's a few more singles coming in the lead up to the album launch in June. So I'm actually getting ready to go on a very small mini tour just across to New Zealand, which is right next door to Australia, to do for a few weeks, do a few shows and festivals there, then down to Melbourne again to do so, which is where I was living for a few years, do a few shows there. And I'm definitely trying to plan some further, international tours further abroad into the US and Europe and the Caribbean and, Africa and South America. And who knows, wherever I can create those opportunities and wherever Jah brings me. So
wherever he leads you, you will
busy
go.
Times at the moment, for sure.
Wherever he leads you, you're going. Pretty much. We love it. We love it. So I am going to jump to one of your other tracks, and we'll be right.
Sorry, I think we cut out for a minute there.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you heard everything I said. I lost you for a second.
No, I heard you. So I'm going to jump to one of your other tracks, and we'll be right back with some more questions. This time I'm going to take some questions from our listening audience, okay?
Thank you, thanks.
They say me too nice, too rude, too kind, too crude. I've got to tell it to you straight in your face. Yeah, adulterer, you live in the shame. That's what you are, adulterer. Yeah. Because you're cheating the people, you not keep your end of the deal. You not keep the deal, man. You're so corrupt and deceitful, twisting the truth as you please. Speak the truth. You made a vow and you broke it. Now how can you then be surprised? Like you no longer we accept your lies. No. When we start to realize you're an adulterer. Oh yeah. And we know just what you are. Can't hide it, can't deny it. No. You're an adulterer. Yeah. Boy. Yeah. Sing. All the things you say and never follow through. You can point your finger, but 3 point back at you. This is not a game. Check reality. You're the one to blame, and it's no fallacy. Now the people know. They see say you a liar. Don't say Babylon, me think it's time that you retired. Spreading heap of rumors and running up your mouth. Now your colors show. The truth is coming out. That's why me just can't silence. Me cannot hold me tongue. Cannot moderate it and me can't go water down. I've got to tell it to you straight in your face. Your face. Dirty Babylon. We see you from afar, and we know just who you are. You're an adulterer. You live in the shame. Oh yes, yeah, adulterer. Tell you're an adulterer. You live in the shame. I see, say you're an adulterer.
you see all the vibes that's coming in right now and tell across the aisle. Let's say vibing to this guy right here, you know. So this is Jah Tung. Of course, it is that. There are persons that are asking, like, where is he from? Where is he from? Jah Tung, if you can, just give them a little bit of background, a brief background on Jah Tung yourself. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm from Sydney, Australia, Western Sydney. My parents are from India, actually. They're Anglo-Indian heritage, so very mixed heritage, European, Indian. But yeah, I'm born and grew in Sydney. And the area that I was from, Western Sydney, is a very kind of multicultural area, very, lots of different demographics spiritually and things as well. So I was always in the middle of a melting pot and, doing a lot of cross-cultural exploring. And I think that's what kind of led me to search for a deeper identity, a spiritual identity within Rastafari that I could hold on to. And
and here you are.
Found out as I started getting into Rasta, I found out that I had a Rasta uncle who had been part of the first reggae sound system in Australia. And I connected with that side of the family and my cousin, who's a producer and a drummer, and just immersed myself in the culture and started learning and absorbing it. And it started to just reflect in my music. It was natural, organic progression.
I love it. Yes. So, too, my listening audience, yes. There it is. You got a little background on Jah Tung going on there. And, of course, if you want to know more, everything Jah Tung, he will leave his social media, pages later as we vibe out, he will. But for right now, I'm looking through the various questions as well. And if you want to go ahead while it is you're listening to this interview, I assume that Rohan out of Jamaica, he would like to go on and check out your stuff as well. You can just type in Jah Tung, JAHTUNG.
TUNG.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead, and if you would like to, vibe with him on his social media and check him out as well, you're welcome to do that as well. I've given them so much variations of your music with playing the variations just now, and our listening audience is really loving it. We know most recently, I was telling someone most recently that you actually was able to tap in with Jamaica, where you did not travel there, so you did something virtually with Jamaica. Am I correct?
Right. Correct. Yeah, I've actually done it a few times. I think I did it 3 times, but yeah, it's big up the Buds and Brushes team and Mel and everybody, because they do a really great thing. I think they started just before the whole pandemic situation, and I think they had the idea to do it as a live show, like a physical live concert, but then all the restrictions and things kind of changed their plans, and they made it into this international virtual performance where there was also visual arts and steaming and talking about the whole ganja culture and a lot of organic products and things. So it was a really nice little event, and they bring the community together from all around the globe, which is really nice. So it was good to be able to have my first performance in Jamaica, even though I wasn't physically there, but hopefully I soon reach,
Love it. So we're currently vibing to Adulterer in the background. So for Susan out of Toronto, who asked the last song, that's Adulterer. So Susan would like to know the Adulterer song, what it's all about, and what's the theme of the song itself.
Yeah, so that was produced by my brethren in Melbourne, Jawais. Really nice production, really nice rhythm. He actually recorded most of the music for that at Tough Gong Studios. And yeah, at the time, he was showing me the rhythm, and at the time he had been going through an unfortunate situation with his ex. And as he was explaining it to me, I kind of got the idea for the chorus. But I'm not the type of person to mix up in people's business and point fingers, and you know what I mean. So I didn't want to put it out just directly about that personal situation for my brethren, you know. So I kind of twisted it and made it about the system. So it's more of a political, metaphoric reference, you know. So it's actually when it says because you're cheating the people, you know, it's talking about how the system adulterates the truth. So it's twisting the truth and it's adulterating the truth. So it's a kind of play on those words, you know what I mean? And there's a video for that as well, which kind of reflects that too, with me watching the TV and reading the newspaper and wearing a suit. And then at the end of the video, I kind of remove the suit to symbolize breaking free of these Western societal expectations, and you know what I mean?
Nice. Now, if someone had to ask you, you know, in terms of your music, and how would you describe the type of music that you do and the audience that you are hoping to reach, what would that be?
Yeah, it's a tricky question to answer, to be honest, because I am quite diverse in my musical taste, and I don't like to limit myself or confine myself too much. Obviously, you know, there's a strong foundation of reggae in my sound, but I love a lot of hip hop and soul and R&B. I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, so there's a few elements. I mean, in my album coming up, there's a few R&B kind of Michael Jackson-ish elements. In the last few years, Afrobeats has really taken over my playlist. I've been listening to a lot of Afrobeats, probably as much as I listen to reggae. So, you know, I'm trying to cross over into a bit more dancehall and Afrobeats in the last couple of years as well. So yeah, it's, you know, it's I would say I'm more spiritually focused. But like my message is always more spiritually focused, but then at the same time, you know, going through a lot of awakenings and challenges and growth in the last couple of years. A lot of ups and downs with the situation of the pandemic and lockdowns and stuff. So there's been a lot of self-development and growth, and I've tried to reflect that in my album as well. So there's some playful songs talking about different aspects of myself that I wouldn't normally put in my music, you know. A bit more sexual, cheeky kind of songs, you know. So yeah, it's just trying to be honest with self and have a more balanced perspective and realistic perspective of self. You know what I mean?
Love it. Well, just now you talk about an upcoming. Are you working on an album? You said something about an album. Is an album in the works?
Well, the album's done. The album's complete. It's being released very soon with Evidence Music from Switzerland, which is a really great label. And yeah, the album has some big features. I've got Tamika from Germany. As I said, Pressure Bus Pipe, that single drops next week, a tune called Indigenous Government. I've got Kabaka Pyramid on the album. I've got Micah Shamaya. I've got Bugle. So it's a really exciting project. It's something I've been working on the last couple of years throughout the lockdowns. It's fully self-produced. I played most of the instruments on it myself as well, but then there's some great musicians featuring, like both locally and internationally. And it's mixed and mastered by Douglas Wardrop from Conscious Sounds in the UK. So it's a real collaborative, as much as it's self-produced, it's a collaborative effort with a lot of great people on board. So it's, I'm very grateful for the team we've got on this one, you know.
All right. Well, I'm going to jump to one of the tracks that y'all has already released, and we're going to talk more about it when you come back. Okay?
Yes, I guess thanks.
This world don't seem real, more like a simulation. It's not a stage show, but it's always on screen. Everyone's too scared to feel. They just want stimulation. To me it's a nightmare, but to you it's a dream. Yeah. New innovation, raising a digital generation, covering creation with them synthetic imitation. Oh yeah, world domination. Straight up, look at this digital degeneration. Is this the age of information or Android infiltration? Well, the battle is technologic. We enemy don't possess sentience. No. Make no sense, not technologic. Artificial intelligence. See now them a move with negligence. No reverence, no remembrance. It's all about control. We manipulate and command them temperament. Social media. Hashtag life. Every element of our life is monopolized. Fibonacci and Phi, much stronger than Wi-Fi. I coulda with them go do or try. That sacred geometry can't die. No innovation, I don't believe. Raising a digital degeneration. Look at what we've done. Covering creation with them synthetic imitation. Jah know world domination. See, look at this digital degeneration. Modern day communication can't change where we came from. Feel like me living in a cartoon world. Everybody think things perfect. One like a thought makes sense, I'm man confused and perplexed. Cellmates with cell phones imprisoned in perspex. A life without connection is worthless, yeah. Listen. Progress is great, but balance much greater. Look out them prostitute, them own mother nature. Real. So while you occupied stacking your paper, I manage banking seeds so me can plant them later, yo. New innovation, raising a digital degeneration. Covering creation, and I know with them synthetic imitation. It's a new world order, domination.
Shout out a few persons across the aisle. Shout out to Sean out of Canada. I see you. Unfortunately, I am bad with knowing where you are right now. But shout out to Sean, who is currently tapped in each and every week, as well. You know what we bring to the masses. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you telling others about it as well. Shout out to Ghana as well. Dr. Hollywood, thanks for tapping in. Out of Tanzania, Ranking Boy, I see you. Thanks as well. And Jamaica is always strong. Shout out. 4 editions. Thanks for tapping in. Namibia, yes, thanks for tuning in as well. So, various places, but unfortunately I can't list every place right now, so I'm going to list different ones as we go through the show. Of course, you're vibing to, if you're just tuning in right now, because we know persons have tuned in, left, and tuning in again. You're vibing with Jah Tung. Is out of Australia, Sydney right now. So the song you're listening to in the background, Digital Degeneration, that's quite a topic. Jah Tung, you want to tell us about digital degeneration? I mean, you listen to the song and it's very well written as well. Do you write all your material?
Of course, yeah. I'm very, very proud of my, being diligently, writing all my lyrics. there was a time, maybe 7 years ago, I did one song that a friend of mine wrote the chorus with me in mind. It was like a hip-hop cypher with a bunch of different Sydney artists. And a friend of mine wrote the chorus and called me up and said, man, I've written this hook with you in mind. I went into the studio and I just tweaked a few of the lines and made it my own. And that was the one time that I recorded somebody else's lyrics. And just because that song kind of got big because of how many people were involved, and it was representative of Sydney. It was a thing called Sydney versus Everybody, which was like a hip-hop cypher. And because it kind of got so big and we were doing radio interviews and there was a lot of questions about it, and because I hadn't written it, I couldn't answer all those questions, and I felt a bit uncomfortable with that. So I was like, you know what? That's the last time I'm doing somebody else's lyrics. I just make sure all my tracks from now on are me, So yeah, I write all the lyrics. As I said, this one I played all the instrumentation on this one too. So yeah, it's fully self-produced. And yeah, it's definitely an important message in this time, with the digitization of every aspect of our lives, especially after the last couple of years.
The COVID period.
I feel like, in a way it was a bit of a test of society to see how ready we are to live like that, and if all the aspects of society are ready to transition to this, working from home and ordering Uber Eats. And, these days a lot of people would rather stay home and just order food online and watch Netflix than actually go out and experience a real life connection. So,
yeah,
and I'm a youth worker and I work in high schools and things, and seeing the way the youths are learning these days and how education has completely changed. I mean, going into schools and seeing there's not even libraries and things like this. It's a crazy time, and the kids having such instant access to information and each other and famous people's personal lives, like access to their personal life and what they're doing every minute of the day. Like, it's a crazy thing if we just sort of step back and reflect on how rapidly we've come to this point in the last 10 years or 20 years. Obviously, it's gone back further than that, and we can trace it back, centuries, but just the quickness of it happening in the last 10 or 20 years is really crazy. So I think, in the song, the lyrics talking about covering creation with them synthetic imitation. I'll never forget years ago, one of my brethren, MK1, the DJ, we were talking about how, humanity is just covering the face of the earth with all these structures and material roads and whatever it is, it's almost like an insult, like a slapping in the face to God, who has this beautiful creation, and we're just covering over it with nonsense, So yeah, that's a little bit of context for the lyrics and the message.
Love the lyrics. Love the lyrics, as well as you talk about, this whole COVID period of being inside and the Netflix and being able to order out, and the comfortability when you take away certain things, that not everything that is, comfort means that it's good for you as well, because then you eliminate, going out and experiencing the sunlight on a regular basis, that vitamin D that you so need, as well as walking around, to exercise and to keep it going and stuff.
And people, and that connection to people. Like, I think that's something that I really struggled with during the lockdown, because I was living in Melbourne at the time, which Melbourne actually had the worst lockdowns in the world, like the longest lockdowns in the world. And I really suffered with that, you know. I mean, I know a lot of people probably had it worse than me, you know. I give thanks that I had a roof over my head and food on the table and everything. But mentally and socially and emotionally, I was definitely struggling. I think as a creative, I've always known I'm a people person and I love engaging with people and things, but I didn't realize how much I feed on that energy exchange, you know, because like performing live, it's not just an ego thing. It's like there's literally an energy exchange between the crowd and the performers. And yeah, I didn't realize how much that impacted my well-being, you know, emotionally and socially and things. So I think a lot of us were probably seeking that. Well, I definitely was seeking that connection in the wrong places, and it's very easy to get lost in that, you know, in this digital realm. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of lessons and some growth that I went through, and hopefully that's reflected in the album, like I said. But this song specifically was just about that monopolization of all these, as I said, in every aspect, every element of our lives is monopolized. You know, and and the video, the animation video, the idea behind that was that it's kind of like a mix between Blade Runner, if people are familiar with the film Blade Runner, which is like a futuristic dystopian, broken down society with these androids being tracked down by bounty hunters and things. But then I meshed that with with a completely opposite kind of end of the spectrum. A kid's film, The Lorax, a Dr. Zeus story, which is about another futuristic world where it's, you know, void of nature and there's no trees left in the world, and there's one seed. This kid finds the last seed for a tree, and so his mission is to kind of plant that in the city and bring back trees, natural trees, to the city. But nobody believes them; they think they're crazy, and you know. So yeah, I've kind of blended those two ideas together. So where it says at the end of the song, try and think of the lyrics now.
Love it, love it, love it. So,
so it's like, so while you're occupied stacking your paper, I learn banking seeds so we can plant them later. You know,
I love it. Which is the future? Which is the way to go? Organic, from the ground.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So you're
well, I mean, you look at that now, how organic and green living and sustainable energy and vegan food, organic food and everything. It's such a trend now, you know, whereas Rasta has been talking about this from long time, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's definitely the way of the future. It's slowly creeping towards that, I think.
As you talk about the album, is there an expected date? Did you set a date for the releases yet?
Yes, the album drops on June 23rd. But as I said, there's a bunch of singles and videos coming between now and then. So just make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube and my Instagram and Spotify and all of those things. On any platform you can find me as Jah Tung, Jahtung. There's plenty sounds already there and plenty to come.
And when the album is out, you traveling for a tour, or nothing in the works right now? You're just planning to do a few events as well.
Well, I was hoping. So originally, I was planning for the album to release a little bit earlier, a few months earlier, so that I could potentially plan to get over to Europe for their summer and get onto their festivals and things. But I think it's probably a bit late now. I'll probably miss that for this year. So hopefully next year I can make that happen. But between now and then, I'm definitely trying to organize some other tours, as I said, in the US or Africa and the Caribbean. I think the US summer is a little bit later than the Europe one. I might be able to organize some stuff in the US.
Right.
And I've got a few links in Africa, in Kenya, and South Africa, and things. So, you know, you never know. We'll see what opportunities I can manifest and whatever job brings my way.
I love it. But you know what? With this whole COVID thing that's happened and persons and artists going out, what I've told, you know, a few artists who have actually reached out to me, or even within the interviews as well, is that you just have to be flexible, because everything is not what it used to be. The festivals and the various places as well. Some of them are obsolete. They're not doing it anymore. There are new festivals as well that are being introduced. And unfortunately, depending on which festival is needing money or financing, then they will not get the financing until sometimes a month before or 2 months before. So you just have to, you know, maneuver through that flexibility as well. And then some of the festivals are honoring those persons that they were actually going to book for their festival before this whole COVID thing. So it's quite interesting.
Exactly. That's what I'm hearing as well.
Yes, quite interesting. Well, Jah Tung, you know, it's always a pleasure having you here. So when the album is out, I'm looking forward to have you come through. I'm looking forward to another Queen Alpha song on the album, something, you know, similar in that respect. I know it's going to be there. I don't have to ask. I know it's there. So
yeah, for real. You know it's going to be there. And as I said before, there's some Michael Jackson kind of R&B soul vibes and things. So I think there's definitely something for everybody on the album. There's a bit of dancehall and
love it. I'm going to be looking out for your album, most definitely. And the next album coming up, of course it is that I would love to collaborate with you. I can lend you a few bars for the next album, okay?
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't ask on this one, but it's never too late. You know, the release is June, so. All right. Well.
No, but thanks for the support every time. It means a lot. You always show support and love, so I appreciate that. Give thanks to everybody for following and subscribing. I'm seeing the followers increasing, so thanks so much. And stay tuned. Digital Degeneration. The single is out. The album's coming soon.
Love it. All right. Well, I'll be looking forward to it. I thank you for coming through. And we're going to vibe out, of course, with more Digital Degeneration. Okay? Thank you.
Give thanks, Empress. Bless her love.
Yes.
This world don't seem real, more like a simulation. It's not a stage show, but it's always on screen. Everyone's too scared to feel. They just want stimulation. To me it's a nightmare, but to you it's a dream. Yeah. New innovation, raising a digital degeneration. We're covering creation with them synthetic imitation. Oh yeah, world domination. Straight up, look at this digital degeneration. Is this the age of information or Android infiltration? Well, the battle is technologic. We enemy don't possess sentience. No. Make no sense, not technologic. Artificial intelligence. See now them a move with negligence. No reverence, no remembrance. It's all about control. We manipulate and command them temperament. Social media. Hashtag live. Every element of our life is monopolized. Fibonacci and 5, much stronger than Wi-Fi. I coulda with them go do or try that sacred geometry can't die. No innovation, I don't believe. Raising a digital degeneration. Look at what we've done, covering creation with them synthetic imitation. Jah know world domination. See, look at this digital degeneration. Modern day communication can't change where we came from. Feel like me living in a cartoon world. Everybody think things perfect. While like a thought makes sense, I'm man confused and perplexed. Self-mates with cell phones imprisoned in perspex. A life without connection is worthless, yeah. Listen. Progress is great, but balance much greater. Look out them prostitute, them own mother nature. Real. So while you occupied stacking your paper, I manage banking seeds so me can plant them later, yo. New innovation, raising a digital degeneration. Covering creation, and I know with them synthetic imitation. It's a new world domination. Look at this digital degeneration. Is this the age of information? A cyborg infiltration?
Yes. I thank you guys for tuning in. Of course, it is that we had an opportunity to vibe with Bonnie Darrington at the top of the hour, at the top of the beginning of the show, the one-on-one music review show today. Bonnie Darrington hails out of Kingston, Jamaica. As well, we had an opportunity to vibe with Slosh out of Namibia. And he currently has a new song, Reggae Jive, released earlier today. And as well, we have Akler out of Ghana. My oh my, what a talent, okay? Talking about that dancehall Afrobeat vibe. Of course, it is that myself and the audience would like to hear more from Akler as well. So stay tuned, you guys. As soon as it is that I know what she has coming up, I will put you guys on to what she has in store. And last but definitely not least, we just had an opportunity to vibe with Jah Tung out of Sydney, Australia. And let me tell you, as you can see, as you can listen and hear and tell, the talent that he exudes, okay? When we're talking about reggae and his versatility that he brings to the masses is definitely something that's worth listening to as well. And for all the persons that are not basically in tune to my favorite song, Queen Alpha, I suggest that you check it out across the masses. But right here on this show, something that we do that's quite, evident as with giving back as well to the masses, is to reward our listening audience, by giving and gifting a few singles as well. So I will be gifting Digital Degeneration 10 copies. So please hit me up if you would like to be gifted a copy of Digital Degeneration, okay? Where you will get the download either through Amazon or Apple Music. Please hit me up and let me know, and I will make it happen. That's 10 copies, of course. And for the Queen Alpha song, for persons who do not know that song, I suggest that we're not giving away that song today. I'm actually going to vibe out with that song. However, or I should say, additionally, I want you guys to go in and check out Queen Alpha. You could find it across your streaming platforms such as Spotify, where you can stream if you are unable to purchase, okay? So, to my listening audience, if you're an artist who would like to send your music in to us, we are always accepting submissions. Please look us up and send their material, 1 to 3 MP3s, a brief bio, and your social media handles to Global Music Report @gmail.com. Okay? And we'll get back to you and let you know just what we have going on and where we can fit you within future interviews as well. And as we review your songs as well. As well, of course, our capital home is International Stars. That's INTLSTARZ. You can locate us across the social media platforms. Again, INTLSTARZ. And you may locate me on my personal, very personal Instagram. That is Infinite Empress, INFINITEMPRESS, where you can send me a message and I will connect with you, okay? Now, to my listening audience, I appreciate you each and every week reaching out and lending to me your listening ear. I would not be able to do this without you. So I appreciate you listening and taking the time out of your busy schedule to do so. We'll be here next week, same time, same place, 1 to 4 p.m., right here on the One-on-One Music Review Show. And you are welcome to tell a friend and tell another friend and tell all the friends, even the haters, about the One-on-One Music Review Show. Okay? Have yourselves a blessed rest of day. We'll be vibing out with Queen Alpha, and this is a song by Jah Tung. Blessed love.
Wow, wow, yeah, why you, why you, this up for me, Empress, yeah. Girl, I'm entranced by your regal and radiant aura. And even in Eden, you smile the most perfect of flora. Queenly character, robe of honor, and a crown of wisdom. Patience I am seeking until your heart's healing is done. Will I wait in vain? This will be a worthy test. Still early in the journey yet. Already I'm short of breath, yeah. And you embody the majesty of the universe, moon and stars. The deep blackness created first. Your light will surely last. See, I don't question energies. I doubt my intuition. No, recalling ancient memories, soul connection, recognition. And these are not just pretty analogies or metaphors in a me rhyme, but a sincere covenant to wait until a better time for you to give your heart to mine. Queen Alpha, I know this is not the best time, but you should I know that I've been searching for you my